Just so you know, I finished the video, and Tony, I'm hoping that Tony is just confused that day, or he's on drugs or something like that. What Tony's trying to describe is unbalanced, which is really just a signal and reference to a common, not a ground. A ground is to the chassis, that's something different. This is a common based on the amp. So this is your reference signal, this is your common. The problem though is that this is an AC signal. It's flipping back and forth, whatever frequency you're sending through the cable, okay? This is I'll cover that. This is what he's balanced differential, differential input, that's called balanced input. And what he's talking about is when there's two signals here, that's known as L1 and L2, leg 1 and leg 2. So L1 and L2 should be the same but out of phase. And then the common is then your common, which is, again, it's not a reference to ground, it's a common. It's different than ground. So, but the little input separates, it combines the two signals, and then what's left over is noise and gets rejected. Again, only applies to 100 meters or more, so you don't need balanced signal for your car audio, okay? They sell balanced signal, but you don't need it. So, but why Tony is describing this and not calling it balanced, and also why this only has two conductors, it shouldn't. It should have three conductors, okay? L1, L2, and then common. Okay, that's an XLR cable. And they also make a mini XLR cable, which I sold hundreds of, that was used on the Orion XTR Marble series. And then later they rebranded as the NT or Intense series. So there's also some products from Phoenix Gold and some other people. You can use two RCAs to run a balanced signal. But again, it doesn't matter which RCA you're using. Even though Tony's telling you you have to use, you don't. It's just, again, this is two conductors, this is two conductors. So even on a balanced signal, when there's two RCAs, and I've seen this, I think, on, again, Phoenix Gold stuff. So you can run balanced signal over RCAs, but remember, the negative or the common, the shield on the RCA is the same as the second RCA. So one RCA will carry L1, and the second RCA will carry L2. But that's the difference between balanced and unbalanced. And what's funny was, I even had, I was having dinner with Dan Wiggins back at CES, and I remember him talking about putting a balanced signal cable interface on the back of a home amplifier, where people, definitely have to use balanced input. And he goes, no, all you do is just hook up one leg on the inside of the board, on the inside of the connector. That's it. You don't even use the balanced signal. Because again, he goes, it's going like a meter, maybe 2 meters. That's it. You don't need balanced signal for home audio. Maybe for PA. Again, if you're going 100 meters or more. And again, I commented, I rarely comment on videos from Tony. And this one I commented on it. And I hope he actually takes this down, because this is embarrassing for him. That he either doesn't know the difference between balanced and unbalanced, or the comment that I left, which was that the basic electronics that I learned from the United States Air Force was wrong this whole time. And I've been wrong this whole time, which it's not. So it's very standard, and you can look it up in any electronics. You can look it up in the loudspeaker cookbook. You can look it up in electronics literature. You can look it up on all that stuff. Again, there's balanced and there's unbalanced, and both are fine. Balanced is more for longer distances where this might be susceptible. Now we're talking about, this one I think is good up to 500 to 1,000 meters. And this one's good up to about 100 meters before you start getting some weird noises and stuff like that. And again, we're talking about telecom differences, not even like analog. So again, it depends on what kind of signal you're sending. If you're sending a digital signal, if you're sending an analog signal. And again, it depends on what format you're sending. There are several different formats for digital. So, but I don't want to get into that because that's telecom stuff, and you guys are not telecom guys. I love you. Bye.